What's up?
I said, that's how they feel. They put the TV back here.
Yeah, TVs and shit. Yeah, you already know. Gotta catch that shit. Should have put the shit on. We'll catch the interior, all that.
What's been new?
Hey, car is new. That's what's new. I mean, this is what I'm riding around in now. Yeah. Just having a good time. That's what this is about. That's what we do. That's the tradition. I'm glad to be back on again for Black and Nobel. Put that seatbelt on so that song don't be singing. But yeah, it's good to see the people back out there. Yeah, like I said, my goal is just to give a new look, a new face of consciousness. That's my goal.
I got you.
I see a lot of people, not a lot of people, but more than what we need, is very upset about my approach towards contributing towards consciousness, my approach towards reaching the demographic that I think needs us most as far as being teachers is concerned. And I just want to tell everybody, to each his own. You know, don't criticize more than you teach. Show us how you idealistically believe things should be done, and I'll show you idealistically how I feel things should be done. I think if we all approach it from that standpoint, we wouldn't even have to argue about approaches. We'd be too busy doing the work.
So what you do today?
Well, I had to escort my daughter to a movie and music video. She's in a music video and a movie today. It was very interesting, real dope, real powerful experience. I wound up actually being in a cameo, doing a cameo for the video. So that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It wasn't what I intended to do, but it was like, hey, you want to be in a video? Say why not? The video was shot by a real dope artist. Y'all gonna see it come out, y'all gonna see me in there. But really the highlight is that my daughter's getting it in. So this is something that she wanted to do for a very long time. And it's working out for her thus far. So we've been there for like the whole day. The whole day. I mean, the music video itself took a long time. The music video took place at a house that Kevin Hart just bought for Tory Hart, his ex-wife.
Okay.
Shit is dope. It's amazing. Over 2 M's, over $2 million. It's great to have friends like that. I have to give a lot of love to Brother Reno Rankin, who's a producer and actor. Definitely Michael Wright for creating a situation for me to be able to produce for an upcoming movie project. And also them working with my daughter to get her involved in movies and videos as well. It's a true blessing.
That's good.
Definitely a true blessing.
Any upcoming events on the horizon?
Yeah, definitely. What we're gonna do is March 20th, Sunday, March 20th, we're gonna be at the Humber Ballroom in Harlem, New York. It's gonna be amazing. I'm debating a Jew from Israel named Rabbi Harry Rosenberg. And that's gonna be Sunday, March 20th, 2016. It's gonna be lit that day. We're gonna be doing our damn thing. And a lot of people wondering if I fell off.
Yeah.
You know, if this lifestyle is taken away from some of my grit. And I think that makes for good TV. I think people wondering if the lifestyle may compromise the integrity of my mission, or will it be responsible for an inability for me to execute in a manner which I need to against a pale Jew. I think it makes for good TV. But you're gonna see me in real form that day, rare form. I'm going in crazy. And I'm studying very hard. Like I always tell people, if you see an expensive lifestyle on my behalf, you gotta understand I'm spending that much more money on my research material. Because I'm conscious first before I'm material. I just take my conceptions and materialize them. Feel me?
Yeah.
So it's not about material, it's about materialization. Can you take that what you think about and make it manifest. See, if you're not bringing things into reality, then, like I say, it's either an instance of manifestation or man infestation. We gotta pull over so you can take a look at this shit. That's what you need to do. You know, people say, Polite, you be antagonizing the people. You know what they don't like to see. So why you show it to them? The question is the answer. This is dope. I keep making a mistake, trying to find park. Just push the button. And suddenly the shit is magically in park. Those are little things that count. Those are little things that count. Also today, I want you to be able to speak to my homie from Brooklyn.
Okay.
People say, are the New Covenant members living good like that? So I got a testimonial here with me today because my man just moved to Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, people, man? My name is Roderick, man.
He's part of the conscious movement.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, I've been conscious since 2010. Well, always, but I awoke in 2010, and I'm out here in Beverly Hills with my brother POLIGHT, and I'm doing real good. You know, I just got my apartment out here, right next door to POLIGHT. Luxury apartment at that, coming from the ghetto in Brooklyn. Being used to that, you know what I'm saying? And started up my business. You know what I mean? I got my business account going. Things is looking up. I got interviews coming.
The status correction.
Coming up.
Trust.
You know, my trust account is set up. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going good right now.
Did you tell him you got the new crib and shit?
I told him about the crib.
Okay, guys, stepped out the car, man.
That was the first thing, man.
So are you eating as a New Covenant member?
Of course I'm eating.
Are you in the P's?
Lovely.
Are you in the projects, or did you move on up? Did you move from Brooklyn and get into a new spot?
Yes, sir, I did. And this is where I'm at right now.
Can you wall climb in your crib? Oh, you see, hold on. Get it back on it. People think I'm bullshitting. This is a real question. You see, he can go downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Where he lives at, and his wall is designed to wall climb. Never mind the sauna. I don't even got a sauna. He got a sauna. Never mind the sauna.
Wet and dry sauna.
Wet and dry sauna. Gotta be exact. I apologize. There's a wet and a dry sauna. You know, we gotta give him a walkthrough of your joint too. There's a wet and dry sauna. He's a young. How old are you, my brother?
Just turned 30, man.
Just turned 30. Just came out of the 20s, and we still behind. We still late. We still late. Don't give us that much props. We behind. We should have had this shit. We should have inherited wealth.
Man.
We should have inherited wealth. That's how you diffuse a debt wealth system. See, this system is predicated upon, if you need something, you got to go into debt. All the essentials on planet Earth. Like, say for instance, a home. We all need a place to live, right? But guess what? If you want a house, you got to go into debt. You got to owe hundreds of thousands of dollars, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, right? That's if you want a place to live, a house. You want an education? Sure, get a student loan. $20,000, $30,000. You see how this thing works? You want to be able to drive a car. Car note. You want to build credit? Go into debt. It'll build credit faster. You see how this works? So it's a debt wealth system. The only way you could beat a debt wealth system is by inheriting wealth. This is what I'm teaching. When we talk about the status correction, that ascertains to your political, legal disposition, your limited commercial capacity, and your genetic reference as it relates to your nationality. People oftentimes ask, how's the status correction, the trust and everything help you out? Well, I'm the type, I say this. Oftentimes when people ask questions from a pessimistic perspective or disposition, I know that they're not interested in the answers, nor will they apply it. So when people say, Brother POLIGHT, how come you don't show us the results or the fruits of the labor? How come you're not showing us the people that succeed? How come only you succeeding? Well, if only one person was succeeding in a black organization, then that'd be one more than everybody we've been seeing in black organizations. Because many of the black organizations that you see in our community, not even the leaders are doing good. So if I was the only one succeeding in my organization or community, that'd be one more than most people. You should just give me the props. Now it becomes, well, he's eating. Is anyone else eating? My family's eating. Oh, they don't count, though, as members of the organization. Like, as though people's family joined their missions. You know how much leaders are out there whose wives or children do not participate in their movements? So when I say, look at my children, look at my wives. Oh, that don't count because they're your family. Of course they count, because your leader doesn't even have a wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's being denied the right or access to his child. And the rest don't even have children. Fine. So I said, you know what? I said Octavia Wilson. I said, we have a medical facility we erected in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's post-traumatic slavery disorder. It's a new covenant psychosocial rehabilitation center for post-traumatic slavery disorder. We have a legally registered and licensed PSR. Okay, psychosocial rehabilitator. This is a real term. I just put the clause post-traumatic slavery disorder because that's what I would like to accredit to the stress having been incurred from slavery, that a lot of our behavior is transgenerational. Meaning that if you see things in black people and you find it to be unbecoming and you say to yourself, damn, it appears black people have always been this reckless, I will credit that reckless behavior from the consistent abuse and habit forming clauses of slavery. Meaning people may look at black women as being way too promiscuous, or when they find themselves in the trenches, they may feel the necessity to prostitute themselves in different ways, whether sexually or through exploitation of themselves in the media. As an example of what I'm saying, you had the white man who would pull up and honk his car. The black woman would come out understanding, you know what, I'm not making enough money in exchange for sex. Perhaps this white man can give me some extra coins or some money. In turn, the white man was called the honky because he pulled up and honked the horn so the black woman could come out and exchange him sexual favors for some recompense. Over time, this didn't happen for 1 year. This didn't happen for 10 years. This didn't happen for 100. This didn't even happen for 200. This didn't even happen for 300 years. This has been going on. After 300 years of this behavior, it becomes learned behavior. Now we so-called free. How long we been free? We haven't even been free no more than probably like 65, 70 years tops on some real shit. And still this freedom is technical because it ain't really freedom for black people. But in the closest sense of the term freedom, I give us 70 years. After 400 years of involuntary servitude, it's a lot to ask of people to do a 70-year turnaround and get back to their pristine state of consciousness. With that being said, the behavior of a black woman, and I'm not making excuses or concessions to mediocrity, but we have to deal with an obvious reality that most of us don't want to face. A lot of our social ills as a people, be it male or females, it has its inception from stress incurred and behavior forming habits in light of the slavery experience or paradigm. So it's transgenerational behavior. So there's something in the black woman to say, well, if I'm struggling and I find myself subject to destitution, there's a higher inclination for her above other females to say maybe prostitution is an outlet. Granted, education isn't being provided for her to provide opportunity for herself. It is now instinctive for her to use her body to make monies. Not because that is the nature of a black woman. That is because 400 years of practicing making money through sexual exploitation will do that to you. Okay? So the animalistic vibe of the brothers engaging each other in a fratricidal war, that's not natural. We've been driven out our minds. You see, if you go to the zoo right now, the polar bear in the zoo has an environment simulated that corresponds with his natural habitat. If he's used to certain family members or his offspring, that's there. The food that the polar bear eats is also accessible. Look at the lion. They don't put him in a polar bear environment or any old environment or New York State environment since he's in New York City in the zoo. No. They say give that lion an environment that is conducive to his livelihood, because if an animal, And we're part of the animal kingdom. No matter how intelligent we are, we're part of the animal kingdom. We're mammals. There's several reasons why we're mammals. Like the females of our kind lactate. They produce milk for their young. There's several reasons why we're mammals. Considering this, they've learned if you're going to take an animal out of its habitat and bring them all the way across to another country or another continent, at the very least, provide that animal the food that it's used to, the climatic conditions that it's used to, and the family organization that it's used to. Because if you don't, that animal will lose its mind. And the first thing that you will find to show the symptoms of an animal that has been dislodged or displaced is irregular or irrational behavior patterns that are not consistent with the sane amongst its kind. It'll be hard to educate that animal, and that animal will in turn start turning on its own kind. This is true. So you take the African that is part of the animal kingdom out of its African environment and feed him Tony's Pizza. Feed him pork fried rice and 2 chicken wings. Feed him a 50-cent soda, a blue fizzling soda. And that motherfucker will lose his mind in due time. This is a fact. The behavior patterns are going to be weird, and it's going to turn on itself. And furthermore, we'll wind up with diseases, diseases, a discomfort that we traditionally never had. Like sickle cell anemia. We say it's a disease, and it is, but let's be more specific. It is an adaptive disorder. As equatorial beings, we're not used to the mood swings that is brought about through the change of seasons. So you take an equatorial being and you put him into a winter environment. Parasites start coming into the body. So what the body does is say we have to make the cell sickle or crescent shape to deprive the parasites of the oxygen that it needs to survive using the human body as a host. So for your body to keep you alive, it turns the cells into crescent shapes to deprive the parasites of a full oxygen tank that normally would be provided by way of the cells. So the disease is really an adaptive disorder. If blacks didn't get sickle cell, they would just have died out. The human body is a miraculous mechanism. It's a miracle machine. But we're calling it a disease. Because they can't tell you, well, the only reason why you guys have this now is because you've been taken out of your environment. And there's no such thing as this disease when you go back into your environment. Diseases come about when people take things out of context from ecology. See, some plants were not made to produce each other, so we wind up with allergies. You say, nah, that don't make no sense, Polite. Can't plants walk? Of course they can't. So, cross-pollination is when white folks make one plant rape another plant. And you say, oh, this nigga going crazy. No, they're making plants rape other plants. This is a sexually crazed demon that we're talking about. This is a sexually crazed beast that goes around